Fantastic. But since we are celebrating intangible cultural heritage, what better way to start off the evening than with a blessing from African poet Pada Pada Sibani Kobetsi.
Thank you very much and welcome to the spirit home of Africa. This is Namibia. My mother's bones are here. My father's bones are here. And welcoming them, you all. There is a blessing going in. Today you get the drops, and that's what the blessing is all about. But I hosted my Haned I am the Abu Wata and Tua Go I Tasat on Zaraguatana I did it totally. Mata zatken opasen hai Khante ai gao koi khamti Karima Kuna Everybody let me join hands, and I would like all of us to stand up and remember all the heritage sites all over the world that was demolished or bombed or whatever, so that we must respect what comes from our ancestors. Let us say thanks for the fresh air we are blowing in. I thank you.
It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Honorable Laura MacLeod Kachirwa, Member of Parliament and Governor of the Commerce Region, of course our host region for this conference.
It is my great honor to welcome you to Windhoek and to the 10th session of the Intergovernmental Committee on Intangible Cultural Heritage. As Governor of the Commerce Region, I am proud that Windhoek, our regional hub and our national capital, was chosen as the host for this important event. It is also a fitting choice, as Windhoek is known as the arts capital of Namibia. Arts are fostered in both tangible and intangible ways. From artists selling their wares on the streets to performing who grace the stage of our Namibian National Theatre and cultural festivals that have made our city famous. The range of arts found in the Commerce Region celebrates our cultural diversity. There is much to share, celebrate and explore with regard to Namibia's rich intangible cultural heritage with our guests. Allow me at this juncture, on behalf of the Commerce Region and the Government of the Republic of Namibia, it is now my honor to welcome you to the 10th session of the Intergovernmental Committee on the Intangible Cultural Heritage to the Republic of Namibia, and I wish you enjoy your stay here and have a memory that you live with.
Thank you very much, Honorable Governor. As you can see, the arts are well represented in the Commerce Region, and from that speech we can tell that that will not be dematerializing anytime soon. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to ask Ms. Cecile Duvel, Secretary of the Convention of the Safeguarding of Intangible Cultural Heritage, UNESCO, to share her thoughts with us. Ms. Duvel.
I am truly happy and honored to be here with you all today for the opening ceremony of the 10th session of the Intergovernmental Committee for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage. Although intangible cultural heritage has no specific motherland and exists everywhere, we can all agree that Africa is particularly rich in these regards and holds a special place for all humanity. Allow me to start by thanking the government of Namibia for the tremendous efforts it has made to host this session in excellent conditions. Many people have been working hand in hand with the Secretariat of UNESCO for a number of months, and the result is what you see. A wonderful place for our meeting, a brilliant organization, and an incredibly warm hospitality. Madame Trudy Amulungu, chairperson of the committee, has worked closely and diligently with me and my team during the past year to prepare this session, even going well beyond her role of chairperson to acquire unanticipated skills in handling visa issues and other such problems. Namibia is a strong partner of the 2003 Convention for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage. It is with this kind of strong involvement and participation of states, NGOs, experts, and of course, bearer communities, that we can hope to make a real difference. Intangible cultural heritage needs to be safeguarded urgently. This was, and this is still, the raison d'être of the 2003 Convention. Thanks to the work of each of you in your respective countries, and I hope also to UNESCO's work at the national and international levels to support local governments and communities, things are changing, slowly here and there. Despite all of this, however, most of the intangible cultural heritage around the world remain endangered. And this is what we absolutely need to keep in mind when doing our business over the week to come. Ladies and gentlemen, the work you are about to accomplish in the coming days is part of a global effort to safeguard the diversity of human cultural expressions for the generations to come. For this, I wish to thank you profoundly and express my gratitude to be able to stand by your side to facilitate your work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Duvel. It is an honor to have you here at this international gathering of delegates in Namibia. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a very special guest with us tonight. And although this individual could not be with us in person, she would certainly like to let us know that she is here in spirit. I give you from New York, the Director General of UNESCO, Ms. Irina Bokova.
I thank the government of Namibia for hosting this session of the Intergovernmental Committee for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage. This is a strong signal for Africa, UNESCO's global priority. This is a strong signal for intangible heritage. Namibia is a great champion of the 2003 Convention. It has spearheaded many initiatives, raising awareness about the importance of living heritage for identity, for development, to respond to the challenges we face today. Thanks to our advocacy, the power of cultural heritage and diversity has been acknowledged in the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. This committee is now essential to take this message forward, to craft the tools we need to make the most of living heritage. This has never been so important. In this year, when UNESCO celebrates its 70th anniversary, at a time when culture is under attack from violent extremism. This is the mandate of UNESCO. This is the importance of your meeting, and I thank you again for your commitment.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now have the honor of welcoming His Excellency Mr. Awad Ali Saleh, President of the General Assembly of States Parties to the 2003 Convention, to share his thoughts with us.
And I would like to express my thanks and appreciation to all member states in this convention for their extremely efforts in implementing the Convention of Safeguarding Intangible Cultural Heritage through the last years. We are now in the beginning of the second decade, and I think we can comfortably say we are heading in the right direction. We achieved a lot, and I think from the experience of other conventions, the 2003 convention is making a great success, and it is become known in UNESCO and through member states as a flavor of the cultural sector convention. We know we complete each other, and World Heritage, Intangible Convention, diversity, it's all one mechanism for saving human cultural heritage. And we are passing by a difficult time with the phenomenon of terrorism spreading around, which brings us back to the main cause of establishing our organization after the World War II, when they declared their essential mission, which is building peace in the mind of men and women. Yet, after 70 years, we urgently need to stand all together against this destructive phenomenon to all human values. Building culture is our security to ensure that there is no nation or religion would promote terrorism. I am aware how full your agenda is. Nevertheless, with the guidance of the chairperson of the session, I am sure you will come up with the right decision, and in addition to that, you will enjoy her leadership and Namibian wisdom. As much as the participants of the 38th UNESCO General Conference 2 weeks ago enjoyed the leadership and the presidency of His Excellency Stanley Simata as the president of that General Conference. We are enjoying Namibia continuous demonstration with UNESCO. I would like to congratulate them and congratulate you all, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for adding your voice and indeed your insight to this important intangible cultural heritage gathering. We now have the pleasure of hearing from Namibia's own, the Honorable Stanley Simata, President of the 38th session of the UNESCO General Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Honorable Stanley Simata.
It is a pleasure and an honor for me to join you during the opening of the 10th session of the Intergovernmental Committee for the Safeguarding of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Let us acknowledge the pivotal role intangible cultural heritage plays in the implementation of the 2030 Development Agenda. Indigenous and traditional knowledge and practices embedded in our cultures are powerful tools to address pressing challenges facing humanity today. These challenges, amongst others, include poverty and hunger in all its dimensions, climate change and natural disasters, loss of biodiversity, social marginalization, and economic inequalities. The UNESCO Convention for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage, adopted by the General Conference in 2003, recognizes the role of communities, in particular indigenous communities, groups, and individuals in safeguarding intangible cultural heritage. I believe with these few remarks, and I think there were very few, I wish the 10th session of the Intergovernmental Committee for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage all the success in your considerations of the periodic reports of state parties on the implementation of the convention, your examination of the current status of elements inscribed on the list of the intangible cultural heritage in need of urgent safeguarding, and of course, your consideration of new inscriptions on the list. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
Living, breathing, evolving. Culture. Culture is our roots, twisting, turning, intertwined in a complex web that runs deep and true. We grow from this foundation, straight, strong, gnarled and tangled, beautiful in our imperfections. Branching out in a riot of ideas, passions, beliefs, and talents that take us far and lead us back home. From our first cry to our last breath, culture is alive within us, giving us the freedom to define and redefine ourselves. It is the sound that flows and clicks from our lips, embedded in the grains of sand that creep between our toes. Culture cloaks us in warmth. The evolution of our cultural past is etched in stone, plaited in the hair of a boy becoming a man, and plucked from the earth to cure what troubles us. It is as much a part of our dreams as the stars that dance above us at night, reflecting our essence, what we love, what we value, and what makes us whole. It is preserved in narratives passed down from generation to generation, told by elders around the crackling fire, by struggling poets, literary giants, and by parents as they tuck their children in bed at night. Give this narrative a beat, a rhythm, a rich harmony, and listen as it expands. This is music. Created as an expression in our search for peace, to connect, to reach the depths of our souls. Music lifts and links us with a message that is understood by the heart. The birds sing not because they have answers, but because they have songs.
That was a wow performance. And that is our Namibia. Welcome. It is my singular honor and privilege to be amongst you this evening and to address you at the occasion of the opening of the 10th session of the Intergovernmental Committee on Intangible Cultural Heritage. I bring greetings from His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Namibia, Dr. Hage Godfrey Kenko. And I welcome all our visitors from all over the world to the land of the brave. That's our Namibia. May your stay in our country be as pleasant as it is fruitful. UNESCO has, over the years of its existence, correctly placed great emphasis on the protection of humanity's intangible heritage. Central to UNESCO's mission is the recognition that whatever human beings have created, built and invented over the centuries of our sojourn here on earth is the collective heritage of all humankind for which we have to assume collective responsibility. It has been said that one will not know where they are going if they do not know where they are coming from. That is why it is important to preserve what still exists within our communities so as to shade and pass it on to our children and children's children. Director of Ceremonies, ladies and gentlemen, with its diverse cultural groups, Namibia is rich in ICH elements. Currently, 13 elements are listed in the National Inventory, and we trust that during your stay in our country, you will experience many of these important cultural activities. Many more elements have been identified for the National Inventory, and the Oshituti Show Magongo, which is the annual Marula Festival carried out by the Oshuango-speaking people, is the only Namibian element that has been nominated for possible inscription onto the UNESCO representative list of ICH during the 10th session. In the coming days, we will consider more than 40 items for inclusion in the UNESCO representative list, including 8 nominations for the list of intangible cultural heritage in need of urgent safeguarding. The importance of safeguarding of our intangible cultural heritage continues to inspire new interest from a wide variety of international organizations, including the 54 NGOs whose accreditation will be considered during this 10th session. These are exciting and volatile items for all of us concerned with safeguarding our intangible cultural heritage. Diverse world cultural practices and traditional performing arts are under threat due to regional conflicts and the globalization of culture. Yet, together, we can take these threats and use them to our advantage as a rallying cry for actions that will safeguard the very cultural activities that they threaten. It is said that a people without the knowledge of their past, origin and culture is like a tree without roots. Feel the roots of Africa, feel the roots of Namibia, holding you strong and true, allowing us to work together to take concrete actions that will safeguard our intangible cultural heritage, actions that will be cherished for generations to come. As we begin this 10th session of the Intergovernmental Committee on Intangible Cultural Heritage, I wish you a fruitful deliberations and have a confidence that your discussions on ways to preserve and promote intangible cultural heritage will bring to a halt the erosion and destruction of our cultural heritage. We are fortunate that there are still some ordinary men and women of our universe who are daily weaving a memory, beading a legacy, cutting a spoor, telling a story, and loading into these bowls of history a future for all of humanity driven by a common vision. We have a duty to ensure that the preservation of our intangible cultural heritage is the responsibility of all of us. We owe the preservation to our children, the generations yet to be born, and to ourselves, the gift of our cultural heritage. May you enjoy your stay in our beautiful Namibia, the land of the brave, the land of diverse, and may your deliberations continuously be fruitful. And I thank you for your attention.
As we come to the end of the official part of the welcome event, it is my pleasure to extend a vote of thanks to all of you attending this session. It has been a privilege to share this occasion with you. We wish you a 10th session that will truly never be forgotten. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the evening and the rest of the week.